The evidence seems to indicate that you're watching Dolly Vision.
Dolly Vision's dreaming real. True crime scene blast feel so unreal. YouTube madness like share, subscribe. Chat's on fire, burning the world fire. Where's the baby missing shadows crawl? People whisper footsteps down the hall. Fingerprints of the dead, cold as stone. He's got the scoop, best around town known. Dolly Vision headlines, King of Peace. Truth unravels, crackling through the heat. Lost soul shouting, echoes in the night. Mock the truth while live on air light. Jumping up, Dolly Vision's dreaming real. True crime scene blast feel so unreal. YouTube madness like share, subscribe. Chat's on fire, burning the world's fire. Where's the baby missing shadows crawl? People whisper footsteps down the hall. Fingerprints of the dead, cold as stone. He's got the scoop, best around town known. Dolly Vision headlines, King of Peace. Truth unravels, crackling through the heat. Lost soul shouting, echoes in the night. Mock the truth while live on air light.
What up, guys? Dolly back in the house, and of course, I got the lovely PJ with me. I'm feeling a little tiny bit better today, guys. Still a little sick from that whole 19 thing that hit me, but I did wake up today feeling a little bit better. So I told you if I felt better today, there would be a show. And today we're talking a Sebastian Rogers recap. We're going to be talking a little bit about Doomsday Mom, Lori Vallow.
She's crazy.
She's crazy. Okay. That's it. That's all we had to say about her. The Delphi murders, Richard Allen's confessions, and his statements that he gave to the police. Also, we want to touch in on Bryan Kohberger. So we're going to be talking a little bit about everything.
All of it.
All of it. You name it, we're talking about it here today with you beautiful people. But first, PJ, what should they do?
Button.
Hit the damn like button, people. Hit the damn like button. Put your DNA all over it, just in case what? You go missing in the hills of Tennessee. And I know what you're thinking. Dolly ain't from Tennessee, but you can go missing there. And don't make me make it happen. Okay? Don't make me make it happen. So leave that DNA on the like button. If you're brand new, feel free to sub up, ring the bell for notifications, and share my ugly face and PJ's beautiful face anywhere that you like, okay? Anywhere you like, except for people of Walmart. Can't share it on people of Walmart. All right, we ain't been shopping at Walmart. We've been going to Target, okay?
You gotta be at Walmart to do that.
We've been going to Target, so don't share it there. Don't share it there. So, what case do you want to kick in first with, PJ?
Really want you to
Thank you, Chris.
Delphi.
Delphi. Okay.
I flip-flop so much on Delphi that I'm like, I need somebody to stabilize me.
Okay. All right. Well, last night I did do a little stream for about an hour and a half, and we went over a little bit of the Delphi, Richard Allen, when he was first interviewed by the police. Now, when he was first interviewed,
he's fully innocent, didn't do nothing at all.
Do what?
You still think he's innocent, didn't do anything?
I mean, I'm leaning towards he's innocent, right? I mean, when he gave his statements last night, his first statements to the police, he didn't have his arms crossed. He didn't have his face down. He wasn't laying on the table.
Holding on to his ankle like he was holding on for dear life.
I mean, because he was sitting with his legs crossed. Sometimes
he was literally he literally gripped his ankle for dear life.
What was he supposed to do? He's sitting there being accused of murdering kids, and he's telling them, "Hey, I
At
didn't
that
do
point,
it."
he hadn't been though.
Well, he said, look, he told the cop, "I don't need to see anything you got because I know that's bullshit. I'm not worried about what your papers say. I knew my bullet wasn't there. I wasn't there." Well, he said he was at the bridge, but he said he wasn't anywhere around the girls. He never seen the girls.
But then he says that the only people he can remember is the pretty girls he walked by.
That's when he was on the
What?
phone later, right? Once he was incarcerated and they were torturing him in the jail.
No, it was one of the interviews. I don't know what interview you watch, but there's like 3 hours worth. And at some point there at the end where he gets real frisky, he starts like bucking. It's weird. And then did you see the part where his wife comes in and she says,
no, we didn't watch that.
Okay, well, that's real telling to me because she's clear as day upset because she just got done telling the police that he had walked through the park, but that he didn't go on the bridge. And then they go and tell her, "Hey, he lied to you. He did go on the bridge." And so she comes in to confront him because that's how they have him set up. They basically have him set up to be caught. And she walks in and she's like, you didn't tell me that you weren't on the bridge." And
I thought that was a phone call.
No, that was a real like face to face.
Okay. Well, he told her he did go on the bridge.
After that, he said he didn't tell her that he didn't go on the bridge. Basically, he just straight up, and she's like, "No, I know you didn't tell me that."
Okay. Well, we'll jump into a little bit of the phone confession, the prison confession phone calls. How about that?
I still can't grasp that the voice that, and thank God for Michelle Walk, she put the two voices together because it's been edited. That was my main issue with the stuff that we heard when he went
to me. He don't sound like the bridge guy.
I think it sounds exactly like him.
And I mean, who's the best voice expert on YouTube?
Actually, I'm more of a voice expert than you are, honestly.
What?
Just saying.
I think I
can
don't
tell
know.
you when jet lag's calling.
I mean, you may get a couple people that I
can tell you
missed.
when every other person that you know that's calling is calling also.
I think I'm a better voice expert. If we had a contest right now and let people call in and we guess their voices, I guarantee
you I would guess every single one that you would guess.
I don't think you would.
I guarantee you I would.
I don't think you would. I mean, I've been listening to people's voices for 8 straight years.
And I haven't that long, and I could still tell you who everybody is.
You pretty confident? You want to bet some money?
I would bet money.
We will bet a pack of M&Ms. Okay, we'll take some calls later and we'll guess who the callers are. How about that? And I bet you I can pick them.
Okay.
You think you can beat me?
I know I can. Come to Turtle Island tonight, and I'll tell you who everybody is that's calling and who they're calling for.
Because you're used to hearing that. Because you're sitting there listening to it every night. And you're used to hearing
everybody that you talk to, Rose, Doug, like literally, you don't think I can tell them people? I can tell you all them people.
But I don't think it sounds like him. I don't see, if we can tell all these people that call in, why do we have a difference in who it is?
What do you mean?
Like you think it's
you heard it
you
for
think
a
it's
second
him
on my phone. If you play it now,
I think his voice is more high pitched, more high pitched.
He's got the same. It's so creepy.
And he don't even.
I didn't think he was guilty.
He don't have the same cadence.
He
does. Don't have the same pitch.
Play it right now.
I ain't playing it right now. We're going to share this video of his confessions right now.
Okay.
All right. Let me share the screen real fast. All right. We had some friendly competition after this, and we'll let people call in, and we'll pick. We'll see who it is, and I think I'm better. Okay. Where's the baby? Where's the baby?
You never admit it, and I wouldn't want to show you up anyway. I'd let you win.
No, you would. Yes, don't even start now. You would let me win. Y'all see this chat room?
I wouldn't make you look like an idiot. I wouldn't want to make you look stupid.
You wouldn't make me look stupid. You would just be a better voice, better voice person than me. Mm-hmm. Just some friendly competition. All right, let's share this screen.
You didn't even plug my headset in.
It's right there.
It's not plugged in.
It is plugged in. See? See, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's do it.
Got it.
Please hold. Hello, this is a free call from
Ricky,
an inmate at the Indiana Department of Corrections, Westville Correctional Facility.
They got him in prison.
Are you there?
okay, yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry, hon. I'm trying to keep this together.
Oh, hon.
I don't want to upset you anymore. All I want to do is be able to help you. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I'm not saying anything, but if it gets to a point that it's too much, you just need to call the investigators and tell them to come and get me and bring me to you, and I'll tell them whatever they want me to tell them. Because
See, he'll tell them whatever he wants them to tell them.
I know what he's saying right
So
now.
he's saying, I'll tell them anything they want to hear if it gets too much for you. Right? Like, he don't want them harassing his family. He done told them in the last interview that they done destroyed him on social media and things like that. And you can hear he sounds like a broken man as he's doing this.
Well, yeah, because at that point he's already been
in prison
and by himself in solitary. At that point, they probably had already injected him with involuntary drugs that he probably didn't need to be on. I'm not denying that.
Look, they can't say he's psychotic and give him psychotic drugs
right.
and then say he's not psychotic.
Right.
Well, then why did
That's
you
not
give
how
him
that works.
those drugs if he wasn't crazy?
Exactly.
Which one is it? Is he crazy or is he not crazy?
But they did. That's what's scary is they did. They can't, but they did.
So you put a man on
now.
drugs and he confesses to a crime. Would he have confessed if he wasn't on drugs?
Because he didn't while he was being interrogated.
That's what I'm saying. So now he's under the influence of these psychomedicines that like he's crazy. And now he's saying things he wouldn't have said when he was not under the influence of drugs. They put the stuff in his Kool-Aid. There you go.
No, they injected him with it.
Yeah.
Involuntary.
whatever it is they want me to say, I'll just say it.
No.
So I want to be able to make this stand for you. And for everybody else concerned because of this. I love you too much. And every time I talk to you, I feel like it's going to be the last time I get to talk to you.
I know. I wish I could hug you.
I can't explain what's been going on.
Oh.
I don't want you to worry about me.
Yeah.
I'm a man and I'll take care of myself, but I'm worried about you. And that's all I do is worry about you.
Oh,
So, and you let everybody else know how much I love them, won't you?
you need to hang in there, honey, okay?
Huh?
You need to just hang in there because they're going to get you an attorney soon, okay?
Will you just let everybody know how much I love them?
Of course I will. They already know, hon. They all know.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
Nobody loves me anymore.
Stop. That's not true.
I know. I'm
Not
sorry.
true.
I'm
Not
sorry.
true. Okay?
I'm sorry. I'm
It's
sorry.
okay. Okay.
I know what you told me. I know what you told me, and I believe you.
Yes.
I just, knowing I'm never going to see you again, or at least it feels that way. I'm just saying, if it gets too hard, just tell them to come and get me and bring me and bring me to see you, and I'll tell them whatever they want me to say.
No. Okay.
See, he's so broken at this point, he's willing to say, hey, I did it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it sounds like to me. That he's sitting there crying. He sounds destroyed. They done been, treating him like terrible inside the prison. They've been making him take medicines that he wouldn't have took on the streets.
He still sounds sane here, but
And when you read the side effects of some of the medicines, it's depression
terrible, and it doesn't go away. It's permanent.
Psychosis and depression and things like this. You hear the man
stuff he was given was no longer given to people on the street.
He's crying. He's saying he'll say anything they want him to say. He just sounds like a broken man to me. Now, I know there's people in here that think he's absolutely guilty, and you have the right to think he's guilty.
After what I listened to and how he comes up in the very beginning and how he's he even says, like, I'm no saint. And
well, nobody's a saint. I'm not a saint. That don't mean I killed 2 little girls. right?
I can't
Nobody-
get over how much
nobody-
that voice sounds like.
You
him
know,
to
it
me.
goes into he cast the first stone. Nobody's perfect, right? Who's without sin? Everybody has done something bad in their
Yeah,
life,
but
you know.
not you're.
So
That's just something.
I mean, I say that all the time up here on YouTube. I'm not a saint.
That's different.
I just try to be a
You weren't
decent
at the
person.
right place at the right time for a murder to occur.
Yeah, I've been at places murders occurred. I watched a dude get stabbed to death.
Yeah, but you.
I was there. You know,
It's different. It's still different.
so I've been at the scene of a murder.
Well,
You know why a murder was taking place. So just what if somebody would have blamed me then for murdering somebody that I had nothing to do with while I was sitting on a couch, minding my own business, talking to my friends, and a fight
you would
breaks
have
out
never
and dude
gone
gets
and
stabbed to
freaking
death.
written your name that you would have been there. But the fact that his wife made him come tell everybody that he was there, then he didn't even tell his wife that he was actually on the bridge. Then she finds out
No,
later, 5
matter
years
of fact,
later.
when I was a teenager and that murder happened, I jumped up and fucking ran. Me and my friend Vaughn did. Okay, we got the hell out of Dodge. Luckily, there was other witnesses to the murder, but our instinct was let's go. Soon as it was done, and the dude was laying there dead, and dude had a knife in his hand, we ran. I mean, we ran. We got the hell up out of there. We don't want to be.
It's just
But see,
different.
we didn't know the people that good, and I didn't want to get stabbed. You know,
Yeah.
I didn't watch one person lose their life, and I was like, hell no, I'm getting the hell up out of here. But if you would have, you know, the police would have blamed me, just say they blamed me and my friend that ran, we ran because we were scared. But I would have been like, listen, I didn't do this, you know, I ain't no saint, but I didn't stab this guy, you know, I don't even know him, you know. So and that just happened at a party I was at, you know. I was sitting on the couch, me and my friends were sitting on the couch, we're all talking, and these two dudes started fighting with each other. Next thing you know, one pulled out a knife and stabbed a guy. So, and it was like, you think you see people die in the movies, it's nothing like watching somebody really die in real life. It was one stab. The dude got stabbed one time, and he got stabbed in the stomach.
Exactly.
And he walks out the door. He sits in his car. I'll never forget this. He lights up a cigarette. He hits the cigarette like once or twice, and then he just falls out the car, dead, right on the ground, right there. Didn't move, unconscious, just done. But he hit that cigarette like twice, and then just fell right out the car. So he was laying beside the car when he died, but he was actually stabbed in the apartment we were in. It was like about 50, 60 people in this little small ass apartment, and a fight broke out, and that's how it ended. And so I mean, you can be somewhere at the scene of a murder and not have done anything, you know, or maybe not even have seen it. If we would have been in the other room, I wouldn't even have seen what happened.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But I just happened to be sitting on the couch, and that they were walking towards the door arguing like they were going to go outside and fight, and then it never made it outside. So just because he was there, you know, don't mean he had anything to do with the killings. Is all I'm trying to explain. A long story short.
Okay. I don't need you to try and be strong for me. Okay? You need to be weak. You need to be held. You take care of yourself, okay? Okay? I know. But you need to get the help you need. I can't help you. I can't tell you anything that's going to make you feel better. So please just make sure if you need Mom or Brett or anybody, you're going to them. Don't wait.
Okay, I know.
Did you go back to work?
No,
Okay.
they don't want me there.
They don't?
They're afraid for me.
Oh, okay.
That's okay. They're afraid for me and they're afraid for themselves, so
Okay.
just do the best I
I
can.
understand.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, baby.
have 1 minute remaining.
I'm sorry, baby. Just one more thing I fucked up for you. I just love you so much, babe.
I love you too, honey.
Okay, I'm not gonna keep calling.
No,
I wish I could see. I wish I could see you, babe. You don't know what I'd give to see you just one more time. Because I don't know what I'm gonna get. No, you just know that if anything happens, I'll see you in the next lifetime. I swear I will. Okay. Okay. You took care of the family for me. I love you all.
I love you too, sweetheart.
Okay. Bye-bye. It's good to hear your voice.
I love you too,
Bye.
sweetie.
Okay. It's going to cut us off here.
Okay, I
Okay.
love you. Okay.
I love you.
I love you, honey.
I love you. I'll hold on.
Thank you for
I
using
love you.
GTA.
Okay, so there's the first call. To me, that call right there sounds like a broken man that's just losing his shit.
I'm not a kind person, I guess. I just feel like he feels sorry for himself. He's at a point where he got caught. And I didn't feel like this as of this morning. Like literally before I heard the two voices together, I didn't think he did it. I still don't think he did it by himself. But with what I listened to in the freaking interviews and now with this phone call, he's basically asking like, oh, I messed this up again. What, or like another thing I messed up for you. Is that what he said? Like, what else did he mess up?
Well, I mean, he could be talking about, just anything in general. But to me, he sounds like he's slowly losing his shit. And I mean, I don't know if you've ever been locked in a cage, but
I haven't. So
it sucks.
I'm sure
It's miserable, and you sit there and you fight your own demons. And let me tell you, everybody has a lot of demons. You would think you just destroy one demon.
I mean,
but as soon as you do, another one
that's
pops.
why I would never do nothing bad.
Another one just pops up. You all you have is what's your thoughts. And
that's another thing. Why is it that he tried to put a gun in his mouth and take his own life after the murders?
One thing about
it's just so many.
You
things.
ever heard of cabin fever?
Yes,
it's a real thing.
I
cabin fever is absolutely a real thing. If
it.
you lock a man in a room in solitary by himself, he will lose his mind.
But he wasn't when you say solitary, that to me means like you don't have anyone saying hello to you every day. He had contact with human life on a daily basis.
A second don't mean nothing. A second don't mean nothing.
I agree it was cruel, and I don't think he should have been there, and that shouldn't have happened. I can tell you this, but
I've been in jail, and I would go around when I was the juice man in jail, and I would go around to the solitary cells, which are cells where you're locked in by yourself. I've seen some of the most craziest stuff of people acting crazy, beating their heads on walls. I believe
I've been
smearing shit on walls, throwing piss on people. I mean, yeah, but this ain't the psych ward. This is jail.
Right.
This ain't where they house crazy. These are when they got there, they were normal. By the time
all of them were normal when they got there.
Well, criminals. I mean, as normal as you can be and be a criminal. But once they're locked in a box for 6 months by themselves, they start to talk to fucking roaches on the floor.
Yeah, I believe it.
They're holding conversations with themselves, talking to themselves. You ever heard that saying it's okay to talk to yourself, but you shouldn't be answering yourself? Yeah. Well, these people are answering themselves.
Right, because they've got nobody there.
Because they have nobody.
Right.
And you will lose your mind. They made the movie The Shining over it. Mm-hmm. Basically, it's cabin fever. He went crazy and killed his family. Right? Because they were boxed in without no outside.
How can that be? Like, that seems inhumane, especially for someone that hadn't even had a trial up until this point. Like, let's say he was not convicted and he would have gotten to go home. He would never be right after that. Like, it's like he's never going to be free after this.
Oh, no. I mean, the mental damage that's been done to him has already been done. Yeah, you're talking years of going to shrinks and trying to get therapists and all kinds of stuff just to get back to the normal state that he was in his very first interviews. Yeah. Like, it is inhumane, and there's laws against it, and they were violating his constitutional rights. This man should have never been in prison.
Right.
Not until he was convicted.
They're saying it was for his safety.
It wasn't for his safety. It was to torture him, to break him down and make him do whatever they want him to do. Okay. If you refuse to do something in a jail, they have something for you, right?
One of the calls that you're gonna hear now, or like coming up, it almost, you know how his attorneys filed that paperwork where they stated that he was being forced to make phone calls and tell him that he did it and all that other stuff. You could almost like it almost fits, because when he hangs up, he says something and it almost sounds like he says, "There, I did it," or something like that.
Yeah, I mean,
so it's like, I believe it, but I'm telling you, to me, the voice sounds identical.
Yeah, I heard the voices, and I gotta disagree with you. And we just going to agree to disagree on that one.
All right.
I don't think it's him. I think the cadence is different, and I think the pitch of his voice is different.
You heard it from my phone, though. You never actually listened to it like with the
I've
headset
heard
on.
him. I've heard him. I listened
Back
to
to
him.
back.
I listened to him talk for 2 hours last night.
It's
I listened
when
to.
they got him to say the exact phrase.
I heard
He
the
said it in
exact
the
phrase.
interview.
I heard the call, and I still disagree.
I think you just don't want him to be guilty.
I don't care if he's guilty or not. I don't know the
either.
man. Okay.
It sounds.
I don't know the man. I just think that they railroaded in him. There's more evidence against Keegan Kline than there is against this dude. There's more circumstantial evidence against Ron Logan than this man.
And someone in chat said that Ron Logan confessed while he was in jail too.
That's what I'm saying. So you got all these people
crazy.
confessing, and you got more evidence on other people than you do this man. And then you got this man in a prison cell, and you're giving him drugs, and then he confesses. His confession means nothing to me.
Yeah.
You know, and it's easy for people to say, yeah, but you ain't been in a box by yourself. You know who has been in a box by yourself? Me. Okay.
His voice sounded the same to me. A lot of people think it's him.
I mean, you're entitled to your opinion, right? Everybody's entitled to their opinion. And I'm not telling you what to believe, right? I'm not telling you can't think he's guilty. I'm telling you what I
can't say that
think.
I think he's guilty, though. That's my problem, because there's no way he did that all by himself in the time frame. It just doesn't add up.
I know he didn't do it by himself because he didn't do it.
I don't know.
He didn't do it. He's not even as big as the bridge guy.
What did you get to the part in the interrogation when they showed him the picture and they were like, "This is you"? He didn't say, "No, that is not me." He did not sit there and say, "That is not me." He didn't say
it ain't him, though.
He didn't say it wasn't him.
He did say, he said in the first interview, he goes, "We got witness experts that say that is you." And he goes, "I don't care what your expert says, that ain't me." So he did say
at one point.
He did say, like, even last night when we watched it, he said it wasn't me. You ain't got pictures of me nowhere, is what he said. Is what he said. So that means he's saying he's not the bridge guy. He goes, "I don't care what your scientists and your evidence points to. I didn't do it."
I mean, it looks exactly like him.
And he didn't have. Look, we watch the Next 48 all the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
What does everybody do? They got their arms crossed. They're sitting there like this. They got their damn shirt pulled on their face.
Yeah.
As soon as they walk out there, they're fucking crying. He didn't do any of that.
Yeah, but he had some body language that to me showed
what the grabbing the ankle to you was the body language.
He's literally holding on to his ankle for dear life, and he makes movements when the certain part of the conversation gets to a certain point where you could tell he's like, "What do you got?" Okay, what? And so he's like attentively. You didn't watch it like I did. You got to actually really watch.
I watched it. I watched it.
How he's carrying himself.
Thank y'all for tuning in to listen to me and PJ fight about the Delphi murders
someone
today.
Said, watch the bridge video. It's clearly RA. He even has the gate.
No, he does not. It is not this man. This man has been railroaded. He has been, his constitutional rights have been violated. 10 years from now. I agree
with all that, but I also agree that he was
one of those cases
time.
that we see that group. What's that group? The people that get everybody out of prison.
Oh, the Innocence Project.
The Innocent Project will end up picking this up in 20 years from now. If he can make it, he will be released because he's not the Delphi killers.
He's gonna be dead by then.
How did this dude know that Libby and Abby would be at that bridge? The only person that knew that was Keegan Kline.
Well, why did he have a weirdo freaking side burner phone?
Because he might be.
And then when he got asked if he
Do
could
you need a burner phone to kill some little girl?
No, but who's to say he wasn't talking to Keegan Klein on his burner phone? He didn't want to give them the phone. At first he did, and then he didn't want to. He said he didn't want nobody looking at the websites that he was on.
Did anything found?
They didn't find that phone.
That incriminates
That phone
him?
was gone. That phone was gone.
I don't think he's guilty. You know what they convicted this man on? An unspent bullet casing. That you know they couldn't get that bullet to do the same thing. You know they couldn't. You know it. I know it. So they're going to convict this man on an unspent bullet casing that they can't even make it do the exact.
It's more than that.
Circumstantial. So nothing. They had nothing on this man. I'll continue to give super chats if others join in. Helena, thank you for your super chat.
I bet Helena wants to hear my joke.
She's on the train. That's right. So we hit our goal. PJ's going to tell some jokes, and I'm going to do a giveaway. Something awesome.
Someone said he can't convict without proof. That's true, but they convicted him.
They did, and that's what I'm saying. It's wrong. They had no evidence that this man did this. What if you was on trial and they had zero evidence against you and you got convicted?
I would be
this is how innocent
my lungs.
This is how innocent people get put in prison.
I wouldn't have talked that long without
you
a lawyer.
Have to prove
I would have
it.
never sat there and let them talk to me the way they talk to him.
Innocent people don't instantly ask for a lawyer. Usually innocent people will try to explain to you, hey, I don't have nothing to do with it. He was getting hemmed
up while he sat there. He said, well, it sounds like you're trying to insinuate that it's me. He still sat there and talked for another hour like an idiot because he thinks he's smarter than them. Look at his face and tell me he don't look like he's
he don't.
I see it.
I don't get it. I get this whole shit. I'm in jail.
The second that he said he told his wife what he said he told her, and she said you didn't. I don't believe him. He's a fucking liar. He thinks he's slick, and he thought he got away with it 5 years later.
I just,
and I think he's in a ring or whatever with Keegan and all them, and they had some sort of.
Now, if you could prove that to me, I would say
his phone is gone. You can't.
Okay, well, then you can't prove he did it.
I agree.
Then why is he in prison?
Because the system is corrupt and they put him there. I don't know.
You can't have it both ways.
I can have it however I want to have it.
Mav says, I do see it. Sorry. I don't see the evil in the guy.
You're a bad subject character.
You accuse me of murder and throw me in fucking front of a camera.
You
look how
look
I
like
look.
That.
Nobody looks like a killer till you know they're a killer. Did anybody ever think Ted Bundy was a killer?
I did. He looks like a killer.
I mean, he looks like a killer now that we know he's a killer. Look at Bryan Kohberger.
He looks like a fucking killer.
I know he looks like a killer, but what I'm saying, if you would have looked at him,
people knew that he was weird, and they knew there was.
Yeah, but every weird person that you see, do you say he looks like a killer?
No, but I don't. Like, I have boundaries. You don't have boundaries. I have. Like, if you look like a weirdo and I have a vibe about you that's weird and I don't jive with you, I don't. You're gone. I'm not associated with people like that. So, like, if I had a Bryan Kohberger in my life, it would be like, okay, I got a weird vibe with you. You're not in my life. Like, that's it. That's how I roll.
Yeah, but you couldn't just look at the guy and know he's a killer.
I could tell by having a conversation with him. Yes, I could.
That he's a killer.
That he's a weirdo and something's wrong with him.
I mean, I admit, I think he's guilty. I'm just saying, you could, if you would, before the Idaho murders, if you'd have just
and I know
looked
I
at
can't
him,
be on a jury. I would never want to be on a jury. I would instantly tell whoever was questioning me that I can't be
now
not biased.
Before this, I could show you a picture of somebody that you don't know is a killer, and I could be like, this dude saved 37 people from a bridge accident, and you would go, oh, he looks like a good guy, and then really be like a mass murderer.
No, it would never happen that way. If I had a conversation with the person, I wouldn't. I would know for a fact. How long did it take you to freaking get the whole vibes of the same people that I get vibes off of? It takes you forever, and I'm always right.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
You lost your mind.
I'm the vibe person.
I'm just going to be quiet.
I think I'm a better judge of character.
You're not. I promise you, you're not. Just play the video.
Just play the video. We're going to war, woman. Okay, we're going to war. PJ is all. Don't encourage her, Brad. Don't. That's why That's why she's being all the way she's being right now. She's starting to
I
really
just know
believe
you
that
forget
stuff.
It's like that medicine you're on. You get all
Right here, look at Honey Dip. Women are always right. Ladies,
statin.
calm it down now.
Matt will tell you about that statin you're on. You're gonna have Alzheimer's soon.
I am not going to have no damn Alzheimer's. I know good and well this man is innocent. And if there ain't nobody out there fighting
You
for
would
justice,
be willing to bet your life that he's innocent?
not bet my. Did I say bet my life?
I'm just saying.
I
I
didn't
want
say
to know
no
how
about
much
my
you
life.
think you know.
Hey, I don't like. I ain't got a dog in a fight that much.
I know. That's what
So
I
I'm
mean.
going to bet my life on this guy, right?
I can't say I know for certain either. I just get.
No, you're saying you know for certain. You're acting like this
I
man is a
don't know for
monster,
certain.
and we don't know. There's no proof.
I don't know. But I can tell you that by the stuff that he said, how he's carrying himself and how he came in and the certain things that I see and how his voice sounds identical to me, to the bridge guy. I'm sorry. He's not innocent.
Someone is sleeping on the couch tonight, is what the comments say.
We talk like this all the time. We're passionate.
Yeah,
we're not even arguing. It's
No.
just a conversation.
No, we'll have Mexican after this, like it wasn't nothing.
Yeah.
We battle all the time, right?
This is fun for me. I don't know why. Like, people think this is arguing and it's bad, but I mean, I like having productive conversation. I can see what you're saying because I felt that way before this morning. But just finishing watching the interrogation and just really watching his movement and the way he carries himself and the things he was saying, the way he just flipped and all of a sudden the guy was an asshole, yet he sat there for 3 hours like an idiot.
Okay. So we ain't got a long time because we got Turtle Island night. So we got to,
yeah.
I guess we're going to jump through this kind of
That's why
quickly.
I said, go ahead, play it.
All right. We got time for one more call and then we got to go to other stuff because if not, we're not going to get to everything tonight if we don't.
Okay.
Yeah. This is a prepaid debit call from
Ricky.
Hey,
Hello? Hello?
good morning.
We're not arguing. We're not arguing. Don't even worry. This is how we talk about true crime stuff. Usually when we're not talking about true crime, we get along perfectly fine.
Yeah.
How are
Good
you?
to hear from you. Good to hear from you.
Yeah.
This call is annoying. His mom
Been
echoes.
trying to get a hold of.
His mom echoes the whole time.
You want me to skip past this call?
It's just his mom, and I'm trying to remember what the call was about.
Well,
No,
you can
go
tell.
ahead, play
You
it.
can tell a lot by somebody how they talk to their mom.
Mhm.
All right, let's
I
do
agree.
it.
It's just annoying. It just echoes the whole time.
With Kathy all morning, but this stupid phone system doesn't seem to be working right about half the time.
It cut us off Friday didn't it?
Yeah, I'm sure it did.
Yeah, I can't take that.
I got a hold of her once.
Yeah,
Let's skip it.
and I'm glad that I did because it makes, yeah,
That's good enough for me. So
yeah.
I know that he is not going to let this last forever, and
No, it's not.
we're all going to be. We're all going to be back together. The Bible with front.
Yeah, but it's yes.
Because otherwise, I probably wouldn't have a Bible today.
Yeah. She had been trying to.
Wow, that's annoying.
I don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
No, you didn't.
This is wife.
That's
Right?
his wife.
No, you didn't, dear.
And you got to rewind it because he's already said the part that we were looking for.
Yes,
And I
I
believe
did.
this is after. Hold on.
No, you didn't, dear.
I just wanted to apologize to you.
Yeah, this is the part after
Honey?
he talked to his mom.
Yeah.
Are you there?
And he's done told her
Yes,
Christian now.
babe. Yeah, babe.
What's going on?
I just wanted to apologize to you.
What's going on, sweetheart? Are you not
I did
feeling
it.
well? You did
No,
what?
I did it.
What?
I killed Abby. I killed Abby and Libby.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't, Darren.
Yes, I did.
Don't say
I don't
you
know
didn't.
why.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't, Darren. You're not feeling well. There's something wrong.
they've messed up your meds or something there.
No, I mean, I evidently did it.
No, you didn't.
I evidently did it. So he still don't know. He's
I think this
confessing
is the
some
one
stuff
where
he don't even know he did.
I think this is the one where he hangs up and he says like there or something to the person that's like there next to him or something.
Yeah, like this confession.
It's weird. Yeah, I agree.
Apparently I did it. Like they done brainwashed him into believing
he's saying
done
he
it.
doesn't know. He's like, apparently I did it. I don't know why, but I guess I did it. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, I don't, none of this confession stuff is, I don't.
Why would you say that?
Because maybe I did.
No, you didn't.
Maybe I did.
I think I did.
No, you didn't. They are screwing with you there, and I'm trying to get to the bottom of it. There's something wrong. They are messing with you. They are messing with your mind.
Did Dad tell you I called?
Yeah.
What did I say to him?
I don't know. I talked to your mom, but
He knows what he said.
she called me in, and we're just worried about you because something's not right.
Is there a way to talk to Dad?
Thank you, Sleuth.
No, honey, I'm not with them right now. And there's something wrong. They're screwing with you there.
What did they say to Dad?
They have done something to your food, or they've done something to your meds.
He said, what did I say to Dad?
There's something wrong. Don't you ever say you did anything, because I know you didn't.
I think I did.
No, you didn't. Why would you say that?
Because I think I did.
No, you didn't. You know you didn't.
Thank you, Helena.
I wish I could say I didn't. I don't know.
You don't know. See, exactly. There's something wrong. They're screwing with you. They're trying to get you to say things. They're trying to mess with your mind.
No, I deserve it, I guess.
If you say so, I guess.
There's something wrong. No, you don't.
I just wish they would kill me or let me apologize to the families at least.
Dear. Don't talk anymore. Just don't talk anymore. Okay?
I'm sure.
Don't talk anymore. I need to get a hold of somebody there.
Thank you for using GTL.
Okay.
I don't think it's over.
Okay, well, I'll start it back in just a second. To me, he don't know if he did it or if he didn't do it.
This is the call where after he hangs up, he specifically like it's almost like he was like there, I did it. Like I don't. There's something weird with that. He never actually, to me, says he did it. Like to where I would believe him. But I mean,
even when he did confess to it, he said he shot him, and everybody
he
knows
confessed to it like 50 different ways. Like
they wasn't shot. But the first time he confessed, he said he shot him.
Yeah, there's something.
He didn't even know how they died until he got court papers that said how they died.
Yeah.
So, and I believe that people are telling him he did it so much, and his drugs are kicking in his head that he's thinking, okay, maybe I did it.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Are you there?
I am.
Hi, honey.
How are you?
Oh, it's good to hear your voice.
It's good to hear your voice, baby.
Oh, you doing okay, hon?
Oh, I might be now.
Okay. Well, I'm supposed to be meeting Brad here at a gas station to sign something, so I didn't know what that was about, but are they going to move you?
I don't know.
Okay.
I think maybe I'm losing my mind, but I'm not sure.
Oh, no. No.
That's what locked in a box will do to you.
Yeah.
He even knows he knows something's wrong in his head. He just don't know what because he's going through it. So his mind ain't there. If you can listen,
That's not
that's
how
what
that
they do to
works.
people in like Guantanamo Bay. They break you as a person. They break you mentally, spiritually, every way you can break a person. And then they drive what information they want out of you. Information can be planted into somebody. Okay.
I mean,
Look
I
at
believe
people
it.
that get brainwashed. Now you're a conspiracy person. So
I
you
believe
should
it.
be able
That's
to
not the
easily
part
buy
that I'm
this one.
questioning. That's not the part
That
I'm questioning.
if you take somebody's food and you got them under constant lights and you never turn the lights off and you got them by themselves and you're telling them you did it, eventually you break and you go, I did it. I mean, it happens, especially if you're not mentally strong.
Yeah, I mean, clearly he's had issues all his life, and then when all of this went down, shortly after he tried to off himself, so he's not mentally stable and 100% strong enough to be in solitary. I mean,
No.
that's a given.
So they allowed you to call, or have you been able to and just couldn't?
Oh, great. This is the part where it gets weird.
Yeah.
What?
I'm right here.
Oh. Are you okay?
Yeah. Yeah. What's going on, hon?
I don't know. I just think maybe I've lost my mind.
Oh. No,
I mean, a
honey.
person that loses their mind, they don't realize
We've all
they
lost
lost
our
their
minds.
mind. They don't talk about they're losing their mind.
You're losing it. You're losing it. You're starting to see shit. You're starting to hear shit, and you know you're losing your mind. There's phases to it. Like you in the beginning, you may be able to handle a little bit of talking to yourself, but now he's hearing things, or he's answering himself, or he don't know what is real and what ain't real. Right? You put somebody in a room with a light and you don't know when it's daytime and it's nighttime and you're not sleeping and you're it's like you can easily lose your mind. They can control.
And yeah, they're medicating him.
I truly believe that people can control your mind. Right?
It's called gaslighting. Yes, they can. I believe it. That's not the part.
No,
that
I'm talking
questioning.
deeper than that, more psychological than that. I'm talking about like MK Ultra control your mind. And these studies have been done on people, how to do this to people since World War II, right? How to break somebody down and make them say anything you want them to say, or break somebody down so bad that they take your orders and do what you tell them to do, right? I'm just talking about completely control you as a person. And these drugs help it. So you got this man on drugs and you're keeping him in a room by himself with no communication with the outside world to talk to for all these long hours while you're driving in the fact that he did this, he committed this crime. It'd be better for you if you just tell. It'd be better for you if you just tell. So let me treat you like shit and say, well, if you tell, it'll be better. It'll be better. You start to think, okay, I'm not getting out. Right. But if I tell these people what they want, they'll treat me better. And all you want to be is treated better. So you start to say the things they want you to say. It's a violation of his constitutional rights. Okay. He should have never been treated like this. He should have never been treated like this from the very beginning.
It's
okay.
scary.
They treated this man when he was guilty before he was ever convicted of any crime.
I agree.
At this point.
So Brad and so I can trust Brad and Andy then?
Yes, you can, sweetheart. Yes. Let's not talk about anything that we don't need to, but
they don't treat Brian like that.
No,
Absolutely.
There are lawyers, honey. There are lawyers.
Well, I need to tell you something anyway.
Okay. Are you sure you want to talk to me over the phone?
I think I have to.
Okay.
He has to.
Mods, be easy in the chat. People are getting hidden and they shouldn't be. Please don't do
I
that.
need you to know that I did this.
What? No. No, you didn't, dear. There's no way. There's no way, dear.
Love me.
Dear, there's no way. Okay.
I hope you still love me.
I always will go love you, honey, but no, you have not done anything. And I think you are not well. So you don't need to be saying you did something you didn't do.
Well, hon, this is the first time I've been able to talk to you, and I've been trying forever.
Were you just not allowed to call me, or?
I don't know what's going on, hon.
Okay.
I'm definitely going to lose my mind now, though.
Well, don't. I'm supposed to be meeting Brad here for some reason, so. I don't know where he's at, but.
I've been asking for personal visitation, and that's not going through, and
I know.
then it's taken me, feels like it's taken me forever.
You have 1 minute remaining.
It's okay. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just trying to be at peace with things.
Honey.
And I had a dream that I needed to let you go, and I didn't know how to let you go, and
Well, then you're dreaming stuff again. Okay? That's all it is. You don't be talking about anything on the phone negative like that. Okay?
but I have to let you know that I did it, hon.
Dear, no, you didn't. There's no way. There's no way.
Thank you for using GTL.
Okay. So we're going to stop it right there at the end of that call. This man, I believe, is broken. They broke this man down. He's been put in a cell. He's been given medicines that he didn't take before. He's saying things that he wasn't saying in the beginning. I just feel like this is a form of torture to make someone confess.
Yeah.
Treat him so bad that we make him say what we want him to say. So we give him just anything to treat him better. Right?
But what if he also did it?
He had no details in his whole story, even telling his wife. He couldn't explain to his wife that he did it. Right? He couldn't explain how it happened. He didn't know how it happened.
He was on the bridge.
Why was he giving false statements?
Why was he going on like the whole story?
The whole thing, he never denied
like
being on the
Ron
bridge.
Logan.
He's originally told the police that he was
because
there.
his wife made him. His wife was there with him watching the news or whatever, and they seen that the police was asking for people who may have been at the scene to come forward in case they may have evidence. He went because his wife made him, basically.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is he was willing to do that. If I killed some people and you were sitting there saying, well, go to the police and tell them you were there, I'm gonna be like, I ain't doing none of that.
I know,
shit.
that's why
Or I would lie to you and say I went to the police and never did if I was a killer. Okay. Now I might be, you don't want to be arguing with me too much. Okay.
You're really working your way to the couch
now. I am not going to confess to the police that I committed
said
a
when
crime.
you asked me at the beginning of the stream, what if this was you? I said you would have never gone to the police to tell them, hey, I was here. Come question me. That's what I said. So
I
rewind the
wouldn't.
stream now.
If I was guilty of something,
right.
I would have been like, hey, babe, I chopped them bitches up and I ain't going to the police. Now, if you tell on me, you're going to be victim number 3. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why a guilty person would just stroll into the police station like, hey, here I am.
Because it was 5
you know?
years later and he thought he got away with it.
I don't know. I don't think so. How did he know the girls were going to be there? You know?
He didn't do it by himself. I said that from the very beginning.
Okay. So we'll take calls on this in just 1 minute and we'll hear these people. Now, Lori Vallow, let's get through these few topics real fast.
We're not going to be able to take calls because then you're just going to have the usual 4 people that call you and they're not going to know what we're talking about. I want specific calls. I want somebody to call to talk to me about why I believe the voice sounds just like him. I don't think he's fully guilty. I need to be convinced. It's frustrating. And I feel like if we take calls at the end, it's just going to be a shitload of just a bunch of nothing. I want to talk about the topic we were talking about.
Okay, well, if we do that, we ain't going to have time to get through everything. Let's just do a little recap on what's going on with the Lori Vallow stuff. What about Lori Vallow?
I just wanted to cover the Lori Vallow where the freaking lady was up there telling her not to be too full of herself.
Do you want to play it?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So we're going to jump into...
That was from yesterday, though.
This is from Lori Vallow yesterday in court. And she was cross-examining somebody that her husband talked to on a dating app, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's jump into that real fast.
That's made me laugh.
All right. Let's share this. All right. Why is it? Oh, I need to do this.
Nancy Joe, right?
Correct.
And we have not met before, correct?
We have not.
Okay. And you stated that your husband or my husband told you that he was going through a divorce. Is that correct?
My husband.
That's correct.
And did you have any way to verify that?
No, I didn't try to verify that.
Okay. So did it surprise you later to find out that we were not in the process of a divorce?
Charles was in the process of a divorce.
He was not in the process.
Yes, he was.
Did it surprise you to find that out? You've seen it all on TV where we're not getting divorced.
Okay.
Bitch, you were cheating. What is she talking about?
So on the website that you met him, did he say he was divorced?
I'm not certain.
Would you have gone on a date with him if he would have said he was married?
If I would have realized how married he still was, maybe not. But I just met for dinner. I wasn't sleeping with him or anything.
Do you go on dates with married men?
Do you?
Naturally?
Argumentative. I'm going to also object under 611 for harassment.
All right.
Look at this judge.
I'll sustain the objection.
Your Honor, do I not have a right to cross-examine this witness for what she has already testified to?
You can cross-examine her about what she's testified to.
Lori Vallow thinks she's a lawyer, don't she? Well, maybe she shouldn't have thrown her life away, and she may have been a pretty good attorney. You know, if she would have went into that field of work, you know, you can see she kind of has the lady puzzled. And I guess as a defense attorney, that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
Right. But coming from like a monster, being able to ask you questions, I just don't think that should.
She's like, with my husband, bitch, you were cheating and got married like 2 weeks after you was
I
gone.
know.
Are
And
you...
like, yeah, your husband was trying to work it out with her. Right. He thought she had mental health problems and he was worried about her.
Yeah.
Like a good husband.
Yeah.
And even the kids said he was a great guy.
Mm-hmm.
Right. He was one of those ones that she was actually with that actually cared about the kids, actually cared about her. And he's the one laying there dead on the floor. This woman is a fucking monster. Right. Like this is the definition of dating a crazy.
I don't even think she's crazy. I think she's evil.
Like
she's calculating.
No, I think there is some, like, I don't know, her brain ain't all there, right?
Mm.
Like, why ain't they treating Lori Vallow like they did the Delphi murderers?
Because she got diagnosed as not being able to stand for the death. She didn't even get the death penalty. Like
that's what I'm saying. Chad Daybell, they got the death penalty. Why is she any different than Chad
Because
Daybell?
she didn't qualify for
They
the-
were her kids. She allowed to be killed. She said her kids were
I
fucking
think she's
zombies.
demon-possessed too. I do too.
Right? I think they should have strapped her down and publicly executed this woman.
I agree.
How can this woman treat her kids like this? Is another woman that chose a man over her kids. That's all it is.
Not only just a man over her kids, she chose several men over, like, she literally, everybody that's been in her life literally is mysteriously magically
And she
dead.
uses this church as a crutch to be a fucking nut job.
Well, today I listened to some of the testimony today. One of her brothers was up there, and he said that she had told him that she was becoming immortal.
Yeah.
So you did go on a date with a married man,
I went on a date with Charles.
but you did not know he was married.
I knew his divorce was not final.
His divorce was not started.
Okay.
So in your text messages, you asked Charles if he was a good kisser. Is that correct?
Maybe, sure.
Did he answer that text message?
I'm
gonna
sure.
object to
I'm sure he did.
relevance. Again, 611
He said, I'm the best.
I'll sustain the objection for relevance and hearsay.
So are you trying to tell me and this jury that you went on one date with my husband and he told you all the details of our lives?
I'm telling you the truth, and that's what I know.
So you spent your whole date getting to know each other, talking about me.
Don't flatter yourself. No, we did not spend the whole time talking about you.
You knew a lot about me, right?
I knew what I've testified to.
What else did you talk about on your date?
Lots of things.
Like what, for instance?
Life, kids.
Yeah, that's badgering the witness there.
Mhm.
Like, what is it your business if it has no relevancy to the case? What does it have to? Why do you need to know?
She don't.
You just prying at that point.
That's why is the judge letting her do this?
Church. Lots of things.
Okay. Did he tell you about anything about our other 4 children?
Yes,
So you knew that we did have 5 children as well?
I did.
Okay. Did he talk to you about my daughter, Tylee?
He did.
Did he talk about his relationship with her?
Well, I don't recall that.
Did he talk about the contention in his relationship with my daughter, Tylee?
I don't recall that.
I'm sure you don't.
I'm sure you don't.
I'm going to object to comments by the defendant made after questions.
She can't do that.
Let's sustain the objection.
On your date, you talked about my husband was a life insurance salesman. Is that correct?
I knew he did something with money and insurance, but I really didn't know the details of what he did for work. Like I said, I don't ask the details about what someone does for work when I'm trying to get to know someone.
But you knew that he sold life insurance. You stated that.
I believe that I had a vague understanding that he did something with insurance.
And then he brought that up again at dinner.
No, we didn't talk about his work at dinner.
I thought you said you did talk about, and correct me if I'm wrong, you said you did talk about that he changed the life insurance policy at dinner.
Well, you were asking me if we talked about that he sold insurance, which that didn't happen. But yes, he did tell me that he changed the beneficiary of his life insurance policy at dinner.
Did he tell you how much his life insurance policy was for?
Yes, he did.
What did he say?
$1 million.
Did he tell you how much my life insurance policy was for?
I do not recall.
You don't recall?
Never
We didn't
talked about that
it
on a
very
first
much in
date.
that vein.
When did you talk to him about me very much then? If it wasn't at dinner, was it in your text messages?
We were talking about what he was going through in the process of separating from you, not about what your life insurance policy was worth. And we talked about you on the phone, and when I say you, meaning what he was doing as he was going through this separation.
So let me understand. You were dating some different men on this website, right? From the websites.
Sure.
Would you say it was common for men to be talking so much about their supposed ex-wives during their conversations with a potential?
It's actually very common.
Really?
Really.
Interesting.
Again, Your Honor, I'm going to object to the defendant making comments after her questions. and
I'm
move
sorry,
to
Your
strike.
Honor. I won't do that again.
All right, please stop.
I'll
the
just
comment.
ask the questions.
Thank you.
Someone said she has a taser belt on.
So there.
Well, you know, it makes sense for somebody that is getting out of a relationship and you're starting a new relationship. You're telling the person that you're starting a new relationship with, hey, I'm dating this crazy fucking woman.
In case she comes to kill you.
And just in case she comes to kill you, you need to know what type of shit you're getting into.
Yeah,
Because a lot of people tell what kind of luggage they got.
Yeah, but telling the person on a first date, I don't know if it was the first date, but even like one of the first 10 that you've got a life insurance policy out on yourself for $1 million, that's weird as shit to me. I'm sorry. I guess he sold insurance or whatever, so maybe that was part of
The conversation.
Yeah, I guess that
I do
makes
insurance. Do you have insurance?
Yeah,
and she was probably
maybe.
like, no, why would I have insurance?
But
She's
I
like, well,
mean-
even I got $1 million on myself. What if something happens to you? Your kids got to pay to bury you.
Yeah,
You
I
know?
can see that.
That maybe it was like I'll tell you about myself. So he may have been like, this don't work out. At least I can sell you some insurance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, that's how salesmen are,
Yeah,
right?
I get
like,
that.
remember when Steve-O come over here, rest his soul? He'd always trying to sell you
Mhm.
something. You know what I'm saying? But he was a salesman. That's what he did. He didn't know how to turn it off. Like he was just always in sell mode. And I had to tell my late
He was trying
friend
to, last time we seen him, he was trying to sell you them tickets to the cruise.
to the cruise, right? Remember, right? He was trying to say he's a salesman, but he's my buddy. And you know, I hate to talk about him because he's passed away. But he didn't know when to turn off being a salesman, right? I would have to literally tell him, like, look, dude, we ain't at the car lot. Bring it down to reality. You know what I'm saying? This ain't like he would. I would talk to him but because he would talk one way and then he would take a business call and he would change his voice
It's like a different person.
like a different person. And I would have to tell him sometimes, hey man, you're just chilling with me, man. You don't have to be a used car salesman.
I think the thing that's weird to me about it is that I guess I think Lori got rid of the man for his freaking life insurance. So to be telling some random other woman, like,
but she didn't know he had to switch the beneficiary to his life insurance.
Right.
And they thought they were going to set this man up, kill him, get $1 million, you know, and that didn't happen. And, you know, she kills her husband. Chad Daybell kills his wife.
Yeah.
You know, these people. And then she's like, oh, you were dating a married man. Bitch, you was cheating on him, plotting to kill him. You know, like, thank God he had enough sense to try to find somebody else. Like, so I can understand he's telling her the baggage because you need to let a woman know up front what you're facing.
Yeah.
You know, like, listen, if it was like, say they had a mutual split up and everything, they were good with each other. Okay, then it ain't no big deal to tell you. But if this woman may run up and stab you thinking you're a demon, I need to let you know.
Yeah.
You know?
There were some text messages between you and my husband after the dinner on July 10th. Is that correct?
Correct.
What time would those text messages have occurred?
After dinner.
What time?
10:45-ish.
10:45 to what?
I'm not certain, ma'am. After dinner.
10:45 to midnight, maybe?
I just told you I don't know. Maybe.
What did you discuss in those text messages?
And I'm going to object to relevance again. If there's a specific area.
Sustained.
You testified a minute ago that Charles told you a lot of things about his wife. You didn't say ex-wife, but you said wife. Is that correct?
Okay, sure.
What were a lot of things?
The things that I've testified to.
Can you be more specific?
Am I allowed to do a narrative then?
Let's go on sidebar.
So she has to come up there and talk to the judge on sidebar because she's her own lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
I bet this judge is like, damn.
He looks like he's loving life. He needs a
Like,
raise.
they should not allow stuff like this to happen.
No, because she's not getting out of prison. This is like just a free for all. Like she thinks she's like the award winning actress, lawyer.
Yeah, this goes into her documentaries and the movies they're gonna make on her. You know,
It's like she thinks she's the star of the show.
she is. She is the star of her own show right now. It's crazy that you can be infamous and still have some type of fame, right? We're talking about her right now, right? She's so fucking nutty that we're talking about her right now. Okay.
Yeah.
And who's the star of what we're talking about? Her. Now is she famous? No, she's infamous.
She hate it.
Right? She's
Right.
infamous. So that is just insane to see that go down like that.
Yeah.
The whole badgering the witness. Oh, were you with my husband?
Like
Well,
the
woman, you're
audacity.
fucking nuts. And you killed him. You killed him. You had your brother kill him. So, okay, let's keep it moving because we got to keep it moving because we got to be out of here by like 8:30 by the latest. So,
we're
I just wanted to give a little recap on the Sebastian Rogers thing. Keep the story alive a little bit. Keep people out there talking about the young man. So February 26, 2024, a young man goes missing out in Hendersonville. Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, right? We're going on what, 14 months? Has it been that long? 14 months, a little over 14 months. So right around that area. I'm not good with counting over 10, so because I only got 10 fingers. But no sign, no word of this young man. We've seen the whole case be turned into a complete circus, right? We've seen fake searchers. We've seen fake child advocates. We've seen people making up things on the internet. We've seen a little bit of everything that could be seen in this case. And still, nothing. Not a sight, not a clue, nothing has came out in the Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers case. Like I said, he went missing from Hendersonville, Tennessee, which is about 45 minutes outside of Nashville. Not the middle of nowhere. A lot of people think, Hendersonville is in the middle of nowhere, but it's really not. It's pretty populated. It's not Nashville, of course. It's not,
it's not Kingsport either.
Yeah, but it's not the hollers of Tennessee. There's a big difference in this area, pretty populated area. And he went missing from a really nice neighborhood where houses range from, I would say $700,000 to at least $1.5 million homes. Okay. And just in the middle of the night, just vanishes. Okay. Just absolutely vanishes. Everybody has their suspicions that the parents are somehow involved, the mother and the stepfather. Everybody believes that the father had nothing to do with it, okay, which would have been Seth Rogers. And it looks like Seth Rogers had a really great alibi that he was at work, like an hour and a half away, right? So he was an hour and a half away from the location. Now, there's no signs of how Sebastian Rogers left this house. There is a bizarre video that shows some lights behind the house, but you really cannot tell what the lights are.
The lights, are you?
No, I'm not going to get into the lights. What I'm saying is,
walk out.
It's a really big nothing burger because the lights, you just see lights.
You can't recreate something that you don't have the exact measurement of. Like I never even looked at the first light video.
Like it's a light. We can't tell what the light is. We just know there's some lights. There's some lights that are outside the house. It could be Sebastian. It could be a neighbor taking out the trash. It could be a lot of things.
We don't even know what time the lights were at.
Yeah, and we don't know exact time frames. There's a lot of people that, have been kicking
My stomach just made a growly sound, just so you know.
Kicking the dead horse of the same light stuff. But is the lights a clue? I would say maybe it's possibly that they are a clue. But far as that be the only clue we really have in the disappearance, and we don't even know if that's really a solid clue, because if it is a neighbor or if it is lights that are bouncing off of things, We don't really know because there's no way to recreate it. There's no real solid, good video evidence that show anything other than a light. Now, you would think in 14 months, if a child was a runaway, he would be seen. He would go to somebody
would have
and
seen
ask
him.
for help or something like that. But the case seems to be that ain't the case. And then we go into this. How would Sebastian have got out the house if something would have happened to him in the house? Some people believe a tragic accident took place in the house. And that would explain the thud that the mother said she heard. But still, the mother would have had to leave the house, get rid of Sebastian, which there's no evidence that points directly to that. Okay, now the flashlights, a lot of people believe that is that situation. Okay, but we don't know. There's no way to prove it. Now,
Well, it doesn't help that we have people putting images on top of images and
Yes.
claiming that there's people with kids over their shoulders and freaking blankets wrapped up.
That's when
walking.
we go into the people lying on the internet for clicks and views. I said that in the very beginning. We've seen people making up stuff. We see people lying. And really, the truth is there's nothing. There's really nothing that we can use as solid evidence that anybody did anything in this case. That's why I tell people, listen, I'm suspicious of Katie, right? Not so much Chris. I believe Chris may have knowledge, right? But I'm suspicious of Katie, and because I think there's more explaining that Katie needs to do. Now, I also tell people I don't have any proof that Katie did anything, right? That there is the possibility that this boy did run away. Now, if we just keep saying Katie did it, Katie done it, then there's no reason to share the boy's photo or tell people to look for the boy, because the internet's done made their mind up that Katie's done killed Sebastian. But we don't know if that's true.
We have no proof of that.
We have no proof of that.
Just that she
So
was
it's
laughing
still
with them.
important to share this little boy's image just in case he's out there somewhere.
He's probably bigger than you.
And he probably is big. I say little boy, but he's 16 years old now. He was 15 at the time he went missing. And it's even more important now to get out there and search for him, because he hasn't been seen and nobody has helped him, or there's not been no rumors of this or him having a lot of friends. Oh, and plus he went missing with no jacket, no shoes in 32-degree weather.
See,
Okay.
you say that, but what do you say to the fact his father's not looking and doesn't think he should be looking?
Well, I think people have given up. And that is the sad part of the Sebastian Rogers story, is that the people closest to him that's supposed to love him, I feel like a lot of them have given up. And I get a lot of hell about okay. Hold on, let me tell Tiff I'm alive because she's calling. All right. Hold on one second, guys. I guess she don't know I'm live. All right, let me let her know I'm on the internet. I'll call her back. All right. So, I mean, I think a lot of people have given up on the boy, like I said. And I get a lot of heat about, especially when I say this things about Seth. I think Seth, the father, was surrounded by people that never really cared. Okay, that they were using him for views, clicks, clout, and financially.
Into myself.
Right. And once they got to Seth, I believe he quit. Now, Chris and Katie, just to be dead honest, we haven't seen them do much at all. They say they do things privately, but we don't know. Of course, now Seth says he does things privately. We don't know. Okay. But what we do know is a lot of the public is not actively searching for Sebastian. We don't see anybody out there begging and pleading and trying to put these searches together for Sebastian Rogers. And as days go by, the case gets a little bit colder, and the chances become more and more likely that he won't be found. And
but how do you know that? What if the police?
Because this is not my first rodeo. This is not my first rodeo. There's no reason to think that the police have any more than they're saying they have.
Mm.
Right? These people out here are spreading misinformation, saying the police are saying this and the police are saying that when they're not.
Right. The police are never going to tell you what they have if they have whatever.
And
I
you got frauds out
refer
here.
back to Michael's case because we know they know things there that they're
Yeah.
not releasing, and they're not charging nobody.
Well, you got frauds in this. You got like TikTok and stuff like this. It's saying they're telling him that the parents are. He's insinuating that Chris and the police are letting him know Chris and Katie are responsible, which is absolutely lies. They're not going to tell this fraud ass dude anything. Okay.
Yeah, what your daughter said. I told you not to sit there. I told you it ain't me.
Looking at two criminals who got me sick right now. We didn't get you sick. Okay. For all we know, you gave it to us. Okay. So you got these frauds around, you know, certain members of people's family. You know, you should be able to easily tell because leeches come out at the worst time. Okay.
Yeah, but
they come out the dirtiest waters, right? They come out the dirtiest water ever. Leeches don't live in clean water.
It's probably the best I'd be quiet.
They live in the dirty water, the swamps. So you got all these swamp feeders, right? Some of them even look like swamp people. And they leech on to people. And then they perpetuate this shit to keep their drama alive, because that's what they've turned this case into. It's just a drama thing, right? This ain't helping the Sebastian Rogers case to me at all. It don't help. Okay. The biggest thing and most important thing of a missing kid is the fundamentals. It's bringing awareness, spreading the picture, and getting out there and searching. We're at a point now where none of that is happening. Would you agree with that?
I agree.
Right? None of those things, the fundamentals that bring kids home, the basic things, spreading awareness, searching for the child, are not going on.
Putting up posters.
Right now, people are allowing dirt bags to feed off the back of this kid, knowingly spreading misinformation. Instead of the parents shutting it down, they allow it. Okay? Allow this misinformation to be spread all over the internet. I think it's horrible. I think it's terrible. And it ain't that I want to talk bad about people, because I really truly don't. I truly pray to God that they find their child, right? And I just feel that ain't going to happen doing the same thing that's been happening for the last 14 months. It's a definition of insanity. Okay? If you don't change what's happening, we're going to get the same result. If we do the same thing, we're going to keep getting the same result. If it is not changed up and organized searches don't start happening, and family members don't come forward being forthcoming and being truthful as they can be.
Well, supposedly there's a $480,000 million reward.
Okay. If anybody believes that, I'll sell you a bridge in Tokyo. Okay. Or Brooklyn, wherever the hell you want to buy a bridge, I will sell you a bridge if you believe there's a $400,000 reward.
If it's 50,000, even still, I think somebody would have told it.
It is crazy to me. It is crazy to me that I'm gonna say it. The Father allows all these fraud ass people do what they do. That is nobody but Steph Rogers' fault. Now, let me give my warnings. Dolly Vision for entertainment purposes only. We talk news, rumors, gossip, speculation, theories, mixed with a little bit of comedy and a whole lot of chaos. So don't take nothing as fact. It's just my opinion. Okay. Just my opinion here, people. Complete satire. So, but if you allowing all these weirdos and frauds around, do you think, and this is straight to Seth, do you think you're helping your child's case? Do you? Do you really think you helping your child's case? You ain't helping shit.
He's just gonna block you. That's what he does.
You ain't helping nothing. At this point, you I think in the beginning you had the right plan. Let's get out there and search for Sebastian. Today,
because I'm a better judge of character.
I don't even know what to say about you. Okay. I just say that, well, maybe this is who you were all along because you align yourself with every terrible fucking person that you could get close to you. Why? Why? I don't understand it. I truly don't. And I believe it hurt Sebastian Rogers' case. I think it's just truly has. It has totally made this into a circus, into a joke. And when the reason nobody's looking is because of the misinformation you've spread.
And because of how he's been. That's what I said from the day that you came back from Tennessee, is that if he don't want your help looking for his kid, which is what you went there to do, and he basically just like spit in your face, in my opinion, because you walk up, you don't even have a single camera out, all your stuff is with you, but you're like just walking up to the site where they're asking for volunteers. You walk up and you're told, fuck you, get out of here. So for the father to be in cahoots with that, to me, that was basically a blatant fuck you. Like, I'm sorry. And so to me, that just told me all I needed to know right then and there. Like, if he doesn't want your help looking for his kid, which is what you went there to do,
yeah,
then like, why would you force
I gave him
to
the
take
benefit
your
of the
help?
doubt because sometimes you don't know people are frauds in the beginning. I tried to get.
I did. I knew he was a fraud.
I
That's why I said I
tried-
got a better judge of character than you do.
No, I'm saying maybe he didn't know. Maybe he didn't know that the Raging
At that
Cajuns were
point in
frauds.
time, you're gonna want to do everything you can humanly possible to have your kid found. You're gonna take help. I understand.
I know that's why I think he did it, is because he wanted to help and he thought these people were legit and they wasn't.
Right, but
I
then when
give
you
him
see
the
that they're turning away people, that's when it would be like questionable as to like what they were actually doing. I mean, they were telling people to bring their own chair. How do you search with a chair?
that was so they could sit down. That's so they could sit down.
So like he's
Bring extra
purposely
chairs.
standing there witnessing all of this and what they're requesting people to come there with, and you can't tell me that that's how he's gonna search with his chair out.
Well, he wasn't searching anyway. He was sitting in his truck. It was more of them allegedly searching.
When did they search?
I mean, I can say in the beginning, I gave him the benefit of the doubt. I did. I gave him the benefit of the doubt. When these people first started coming around, I tried to give him the benefit of the doubt. But right now, there's no giving him. A year later, I can't give him the benefit of the
But
doubt.
then you
on
can't
it.
say any of that publicly because he's got a missing kid and poor
Yeah,
him, and he
I
goes
know. I
live
get
once
it.
a month to cry about his kid.
I get it.
And God forbid we
But-
say anything because then you're the bad guy.
But what if people are wrong about Chris and Katie? Then what about them? It's okay to say whatever the fuck you
They
want
can
to
say whatever
say.
they want about those people.
You,
It's
you
okay.
can call them. I could sit here and say how fat Katie is and her cheeks are swollen up and she got cankles, and I could say Chris is a piece of shit with a mullet on his head and El Chupacabra's chewing on his
Stop while you're behind. Yeah.
a neck, right? But it should be
It's
fair.
not helping find this kid overall.
It's not. None of it is.
None of it.
Is my point that I'm trying to make is what he's doing right now is not benefiting finding Sebastian Rogers. None. And what Chris and Katie are doing, I don't think it's helping either.
Well,
you know?
when he was up,
We got to do something different, is what I'm saying.
when Chris was
something
doing the
different
panel
has to
hopping
happen.
he was doing last time he was up panel hopping, he got asked what anybody could do or if there was anything, and that was the best question I think anyone could have asked. And I don't remember what he said. Do you remember what he said? I don't think you.
Well, they were talking about different things, different suggestions to help, what could go forward to help. And he was like to continue the basics, to continue to search, continue to spread awareness. And he was talking more about the finances, that they don't have all the finances that you think they got. And I knew that. Right. I knew that
he's got a house payment.
Yeah, he got a damn house payment. He got a truck payment. Like when you see people with nice things, yeah, they got nice things, but they're also paying for it.
Right.
Like I use my neighbors as an example. My old neighbors, they were Navy guys. They had a big, nice $400,000 house. They had brand new trucks, $60,000 trucks. And if you would have asked the dude, hey man, can you reach in your wallet and give me $5? He didn't have shit. What he had was good credit, and all his money went to bills. Right? He had nice things.
Yeah.
If he had to go buy a cheesesteak at the damn store down the street, he couldn't have done it unless he'd have bought it on a credit card in debt with, 12% interest rate. So, some people have all these nice things. And I ain't saying some people have nice things and they're paid for and they got plenty of money. Right. But I didn't know, we don't know their financial situation. So when him coming out and explaining, hey, really, we don't have that money that people think we got because we got this big brick house and in new cars. They're paying for that stuff. And they did donate money in the beginning themselves for the billboards.
Yeah.
Okay. Which some people
then
would
at
say,
the same time, they had signs on their truck that went down like really quickly too. So like everybody's been acting weird.
Chris did say this, that they feel threatened by advertising for Sebastian because so many people on the internet.
Do you know how stupid that sounds? If my kid was missing, you're not gonna stop.
But look at the situation there. Remember when they went to dinner and people were taking pictures of them? They're being like watched and people are acting fucking weird. And you got people sending people to follow them and stuff. Wouldn't that be weird?
That's very weird. I don't think that would stop me from being an advocate.
I don't think in some cases, I think the internet does good about helping find kids. I don't think this was one of them.
No, I don't think so either.
I think the internet has damaged this, right? It turned such to a circus that it made it so chaotic that everything is lost in the mix. Sebastian Rogers has been lost in this somehow. So. You know what I'm saying?
Teams, and there should never been a team. It's not a football game.
Yeah, it should never been teams. It should never been this division. Families, like if my daughter was to go missing when she's in the room right now, me and her baby mama would work together to find our child. Whatever differences me and her have would be set aside.
Even if you didn't work side by side, like together in the same car driving around, you would still be cordial enough to be able to socialize and come together to vigils, and because you're an adult.
Yeah, I mean, I know my baby's mama enough to know that our main goal would be to find your child. To find our child. It wouldn't be let's get on the internet and let's call each other names or let's form our own teams and let's go against each other. Yeah, it wouldn't be.
But
that.
Then you don't have that was the issue. Another issue of Seth, that it seemed like he was more mad at the fact that he lost Katie than anything else. He was more upset that he lost Katie than he lost Sebastian.
He's always seemed more upset about women than he has about the child, which. I mean, whatever upsets the man. That ain't my business, right? But it just, to me, it appears that every time a woman's involved, even look at the thing about with the whole T-Rab shit and the Michaela stuff, he got so bent out of shape. What is going on right now? And my point, just to make this real clear, is whatever both sides are doing is not working. Okay, something else has to happen for it to work. Okay. And I don't even know if that will even happen because it's so far into what has been done. But nothing's changing. And in order to make a change, you got to make a change.
Yeah. But that's the thing. Last time we had this conversation, I feel like I'm having deja vu. The chat was like, well, Dolly, you've got this. You set up a search and you go out. And I am reminded really from the beginning, whereas I really truly feel like Seth was like, F you, I don't want your help. So why is it your responsibility, or why? Like,
I don't think it's my responsibility. I think it's all of our responsibility. Okay.
I mean, I don't think
I think it's all of our responsibilities.
I think that once he said fuck you a couple times, I think I was done.
I think it takes a village to raise a child. I truly believe that.
I agree with that.
When somebody goes missing, it should be all hands on deck. And if everybody did their part, we would have less kids missing. The problem is everybody don't do their part. Okay. Some people do and some people don't. And if everybody did, we would have way less missing kids. Let's just be truly honest. Right. But there's certain people that carry more of the weight of what's going on. And I put myself into a situation where I search for kids and I truly enjoy it. So people expect that of me. And I can understand that. I can understand people want me to go do it. But at the same time, they got to remember financial situations and where I'm location. Okay. Location financially. There's a lot of reasons. In my heart, would I want to do that? Yes. If I had the means to sit down there and be there and do those things, yes, I would do that for this child or any child, not even just Sebastian. It's just right this second. Dolly, it's not, I'm not Jake Paul. I'm not damn Mr. Beast. I'm not, name somebody else big on the internet. The Medium channel. I'm not 10 to Life. Okay. They got more, all these people got more money than me, right? Financially, I just couldn't do it, right? Even on the donations we get on this channel, it's not enough to do that. You know, for short periods of time, it is, okay? And that's why we're able to do what we do. The few searches we have done is thanks to you guys, right? This is a crowdsourced channel. It's not YouTube. We're not YouTube rich, okay? If we were, then yes, we would be laid up in a apartment somewhere in Tennessee putting searches together every day. But that ain't possible for me right now. So maybe one day, and we hope that's why we build the things we build and do what we do, so we can help to the best of our ability. And right now, I believe I have helped to the best of my ability. That the key word is ability. Now, have I been the best help in the world? Probably not, but I've helped to what I can financially help. You know, you got to think about how many times I've done been down to Tennessee right now to search for this kid. And like I said, I got a family, I got responsibilities, I got bills, just like everybody else. I just can't afford to live in Tennessee and put searches together. I just don't. And that's why I preach that, hoping somebody there in Tennessee will take these reins. Okay. And if everybody pulled together publicly, right, then more people would show up to do these searches.
That would be exactly what we would need. But I believe that we can't do that if we don't have the parent support there. I mean, it's like, how can we as a whole in the community come together and do searches and organize things when the actual child's parents aren't on board with it?
Thank you, Capital Productions. Now, I haven't seen any family say they didn't want people searching on either side. Okay.
That's true.
I haven't heard Chris say, hey, we don't want Dolly out there searching. I've never heard Seth, even though I've been critical of Seth and his team, I've never heard Seth say, I don't want Dolly out there searching. Okay. I've never heard these people tell you.
Last time they were live, they did say that if you disagreed with them, that you could just click off.
Yeah, but that ain't the same as saying you can't search.
Yeah.
They haven't banned anybody from searching.
I mean, they're not going to be able to ban people from searching.
Or even say something stupid like that. Even at the height of me being suspicious of Chris and Katie, even with the Katie Come Clean soap, you never heard them say, Dolly, don't come out here searching.
No.
Never heard it.
No.
Right? So there has been no parent to deny there needs to be searches. Every time they talk, what do they say? Continue to search for Sebastian.
Right.
On both sides.
Yeah.
Right?
But they're not believing in searching. So that just, I mean.
That is real discouraging.
It's discouraging, yes.
Right? I would say
when you have a father of the child go online and say he doesn't think it's worth going in the woods because he don't think he's in the woods, well then to me that means like, well, you must have an idea of where he's at. If you don't think that he's in the woods, then where in the hell is he at? I mean, that's where I'm at, because to me, I'm thinking of it as if I was missing my kid. If I truly don't know where my kid is, I'm not going to come up on a live stream and say, hey, I'm not going to go looking for here because I don't think he's here. Because if I truly don't know where he is, how can I say that I don't think he's here? Does that make sense?
You just got reported thanks to Sassy Hound Dolly. Control your chat. Report it to what?
They're bickering in chat over God knows what.
I can't control
said something to somebody that you can all go. This is crazy, and I'm getting hungry. And it's 8:08. You can't. What are you reporting me for? I haven't violated any rules. They're reporting the chat person. It's not going to go against you. It's going to go against the person's account.
That's on them. You say something stupid in chat, they ban you off YouTube.
Once again, stop spreading lies, Dolly. It's your channel and your chat.
Who spread lies?
I don't see their comment. It says you were just on clues being a child in stir. Hold on, I can go this channel activity. Let's see what
did they say.
Seth said he's in control of everything that happens on his page. All right, let's see. Let's see what you're so upset about, Rochelle. Okay. She did that in clues. Agree, PJ, you were spot on. Rachel, you were just on clues being a child.
Who was being a child?
The Rachel Rochelle person that was.
So they bring somebody.
reported.
They bring the stuff in from another chat room.
I guess, but this is the person they're arguing with. So I'm reading you exactly what they're saying. That this person is claiming they're reporting you for.
Okay, well, report away. I don't care.
I know. He said creator fundraiser. Oh, they said on Dolly's at the beginning of Tony. I think Dolly probated it. I hope he gave it to Ellie. He said a creator fundraiser also. Dolly, what do you think about Tony saying Seth was asleep in his truck during work? He doesn't want anyone looking. That's why he resigned with At Night for 2 more years until Sebastian's 18. Then he can magically reappear. Seth knows where he is. Why else?
That's bullshit.
Right. I mean,
that's bullshit.
And you should know as a viewer of the channel or any channel on YouTube that any comment you're reading in the chat box, you should be able to use your own discretion and determine whether or not something is factual, which he says his disclaimer every day. So you shouldn't be taking any of this to heart. But
when people are sitting here saying, like, I don't know where y'all get y'all's information at.
And they believe stuff that's like,
but
so.
I'll tell you where my information comes from. It comes from TBI law enforcement, right? The people that are intelligent, not internet people. Okay.
Thank you, Jax.
Right. If it's not said by the Sumner County Police, if it's not said by the TBI, it's not said by the FBI, then it's some shit that somebody created in their mind on YouTube. All right. What the problem is people are taking YouTubers' opinions over the opinions of law enforcement. Yeah. Which I can ask you now, how many YouTubers have put people in prison? How many YouTubers have solved crimes?
No.
Right?
There's YouTubers that have help.
There's help, yeah. But usually 98% of the time, crimes are solved by who? The police, law enforcement, good detective work.
Yeah.
All right. We're not here to argue with you about what your favorite YouTuber thinks of this crime, right? We're here to try to find this boy, to do what we can do to help find this boy. Are we going to magically solve a fucking crime up here? No. Okay. That's not going to happen. You can kick around enough theories till you muddy the water. And that's when the internet does harm to these cases. Okay. When the water is so muddy, you can't tell what's real and what's fabricated. And there's people up here that do that just to muddy the water. And that's been my biggest problem since I came into true crime, is people making shit up. There's no reason to make things up in a missing kid case. There just ain't. And I mean, I know it's great entertainment for you guys to give you something to talk about, keep things going, right?
And it's not like we're looking for entertainment in something so bad. It's like, it's just all of what we're in.
Yeah, but
like
people
we sit around and watch, 48 hours.
Yeah.
And we sit around and talk about what we think is going to be the outcome and stuff like that. And it's kind of the same thing.
Some people just don't care. That it's just a click and a view to them. They don't have a heart, or they don't have kids, or like, you wouldn't be saying these things if you did, right? It's like, put yourself in everybody's same situation a little bit, before you speak. Like, if you got no proof, how do you have more proof than the police have? All right. You have an opinion, and your opinion matters. It does. Truly. I believe your opinion matters. Everybody's opinion matters. But your opinion don't make it factual. Who is that?
Tiffany.
What is it? Hold on, guys. Tiffany. That's perfectly fine. Okay, my daughter sent me a message. All right. So anyway,
And your phone's dead, isn't it?
I guess my phone's dead. That's why she's sending messages to your phone. All right, we got your message, Tiff. That's perfectly fine. But look, here's the thing. To make a long story short, not to fight about the Sebastian Rogers case. All the chaos ain't going to bring Sebastian home. All right. Getting out there looking for this boy will. That's the solution we need to come up with, how that's going to happen. Okay? That's it. That's what we need to come up with. All right. What else is there left? Kohberger?
I don't know, but my stomach's growling.
Okay. Well, we'll cover Kohberger next time, and we're going to go get dinner. All right.
And we have Turtle Island.
And we have Turtle Island tonight at 10 o'clock.
There's like 7 people left.
7 people left on the island, and we
It's gonna be real
crown.
cutthroat.
It's going to get brutal, right? It has been getting pretty bad. So some of you guys that watch with your kids,
I wouldn't.
probably wouldn't.
Unless your kid knows how to earmuff.
Yeah, unless your kid knows
My
how to
kid
earmuff.
Knew
I
how to
think
do earmuffs at like 3.
things get competitive in Turtle Island for a fantasy game of a back of a fantasy turtle. People get really mad. Okay,
Why play if you're not gonna win?
because they, I guess,
It's a competition.
I mean, the competitive that comes out, but it's worse because it ain't the creators saying bad things; it's their viewers saying bad things
That's
about other
usually how it
creators.
works.
I know, but it's gotten worse because the people that are in it have such big followings.
Yeah.
Right? Like if it was little channels, it usually the fighting is a little bit, but when you get to having bigger channels with bigger
But
audiences
it's
that
more
are
fun
taking
that way 'cause
part,
more people participate.
more
but then
people
they get more
participate,
nasty.
but then they get more nasty. And we've noticed
And
a lot
when-
of kids watch Turtle Island. I don't know why it wasn't created.
It's late.
It's
too,
late. It
but
wasn't
then there's
created
people
for
that are like
kids.
3 hours behind, so it's not really that late.
Because we let people say the good things about YouTubers, but we also let you say bad things about YouTubers.
Some stuff is bad,
And and it gets a little.
and the kids are really funny when they call in.
Yeah, the kids are great. Don't get me wrong, but there's going to be, there's certain times where you got to go, okay, this is getting down to the end, and people are going to get a little more ruthless, a little more mean, a little more competitive, and their viewers, and some of the channels that are in there are I would say R-rated channels.
I would say, what's the level above R?
X? I wouldn't say X-rated. They don't show nudity, but they have pretty foul adult
That pretty
language.
foul descriptions of nudity and all the things
Yeah.
that I'm too prude to say.
Yeah, maybe tonight when I do the show, I'll give a little warning to people that are sitting around with their kids.
And then I got chewed out for freaking not being able to say what they wanted me to say to you. And I'm like, I don't feel comfortable saying that.
Yeah,
Like, I
we
don't-
have adult oriented channels making it to the end. And not so much even true crime. It's kind of been open to everybody. So some of these are crime channels, some of these are drama channels, some of these are smoking channels, some of these are, some of them are crime channels. There's still some crime channels
Beautiful
left.
Sunflower said, I mean, dishwashers are rated X.
I mean,
Oh,
I mean,
can't.
yeah, I would say R for adult content, language wise, right? And you may hear some people say some things that, or probably your kids shouldn't be listening to. Like I said, I never really designed Turtle Island to be a kids show. That's why it comes on so late at night. But I understand people have been watching it with their kids, and for the most part, in the beginning, it's usually pretty PG, right? But it's slowly been turning a little bit more PG-13, rated R, and I'm sure as it gets down to the end, it may get a little.
It said it's called Uncensored Furries. It wasn't on Uncensored though. In the beginning, it was on Dolly Vision.
Yeah,
It
Turtle
wasn't
Island originally started here on this channel,
Uncensored.
and it's grown its own
And
channel to like.
Uncensored, I don't think really was ever made. Like, I think people really didn't understand Uncensored. Uncensored was never meant to be X-rated.
Yeah, not a
'Cause
Dolly.
That's what everybody thought that Uncensored. Oh well, I should be able to say
Well,
all the sex
Dolly-
jokes and all the nasty things, and it's not.
I'm pretty family friendly, and I guess the name Uncensored gives it. I
You
made
had a hard time with it when people would look at it in the
I
beginning.
did it. So when I trolled people, I didn't do it on my true crime channel. So when I was like picking on people and things like that, and you may get a more of an F-bomb there, I guess that's why I named it Dolly Uncensored. But I think it's going to end up changing just to Turtle Island,
Yeah.
the channel name. is going to turn to just Turtle Island. But I just wanted to give people that warning. If you plan on watching it with your kids, keep some earmuffs ready, because when it gets down to the end, some of these people get competitive, and it ain't, like I said, the people.
It's their followers.
It's their followers.
They want their favorite to win.
They want their favorite to win, and they start
And they'll
talking bad, and then they start arguing in the chat, and then they start saying mean, hateful things.
And then I have to put the chat on 60-second slow mode. And then I have to tell them all to stop arguing.
Midwest, I do feel a lot better. I feel like today I woke up and I still got a little scratchiness in my voice.
I still feel like I have to cough.
And PJ has a pretty good cough.
I have a cough that won't come out. And you won't let me buy Vicks.
And I think I'm on the uptick, hopefully. Right. So I will see you guys tonight. And
your cowboy hat didn't come. It was supposed to come today.
Damn. All right.
It'll be here.
So y'all can't miss that. Y'all can't. What is it, Saturday?
Yeah.
We got a really busy day for y'all Saturday.
A busy day.
Long as I keep feeling better each day. We're going horseback ride.
Why are you trying to tell these people you're not going to feel better? You're clearly feeling better.
Okay, we're going horseback riding. But you know, Dolly can't just ride a horse. I got to do the whole cowboy thing. So I got the cowboy hat, the clothes. So we're going full cowboy for the first time ever that I rode a horse. Okay, because I've never rode a horse a day in my life. So this is one of those things that we're knocking off the bucket list. But I couldn't just go look like this and go ride a horse. Okay, I had to do the whole cowboy outfit. So we ordered the cowboy outfit. It should be here, what, tomorrow?
Yeah.
So I got the boots, the cowboy shirt, the hat, the whole nine, right?
A really big belt buckle.
I got the really big belt buckle. So y'all get to see me ride a horse, maybe get kicked off a fucking. I might go full Superman and get a broke neck out of it, right? But
why would you say that? I swear to God, you need a shock collar.
So we're going full cowboy. We're going full cowboy.
He didn't get chaps
Saturday. And then not only that, we got a murder mystery date.
Oh, and I have to let you watch. I got the video with the first clue.
Already?
Yeah.
We got the first clue?
Yeah.
Can we share the first clue with the internet?
I don't know. It's a YouTube video.
Is it?
Yeah. I was wanting to freaking figure out what our code name was going to be and then figure out what the clue is because I couldn't get it.
Okay.
And then I'm sure we could share it.
So we're going full Brokeback Mountain. Okay.
You know, it's a gay movie, right?
I'm gay for you, babe.
That's not how that works.
Okay. Well, we're going full not
Somebody
broke.
clip that because
Okay.
he really set himself up for that one.
We're going not Brokeback Mountain. How about that? All right. We're going unbroke. Is there Unbroke Mountain? Okay.
I just can't believe you set that up like that. I'm going to clip it.
Did you get the chaps too?
No.
No, I didn't get the chaps.
He's not allowed to wear chaps.
But I did get the cowboy boots. I
They
did
wouldn't
get
let us
I
ride
did
with
get the big
chaps.
buckle. I did get the cowboy shirt.
I was looking for the stirrups and it wouldn't get here.
And the
time.
hat. Y'all get to see full cowboy Dolly with some straw hanging out my mouth and shit. We're gonna do it up. But the only bad thing is I gotta take the cowboy hat off and they make you wear a helmet when you ride these horses.
They'll let you put the hat on for a minute and then you'll have to wear the helmet. Yeah. So you don't break your neck.
Yeah, so they make you wear a helmet, which is that seems
You
kind
just
of
said why. They don't want you to break your neck. You keep talking it into existence.
I mean, that just seems kind of like that kind of messes up my vibe. Okay, kind of messes up the vibe.
We'll put the hat on the helmet. You'll be fine.
So we're going full regulators. How about that?
Bound up.
We're in the spirit world, asshole. Right? I'm gonna get my country voice going from Billy the Kid. Y'all, everybody sing Young Guns? Young Guns. All right. That's how we're going Saturday. So you better join us.
No, I don't have an outfit. I've been horseback riding. I don't need to look like a cowgirl.
Yeah, she's not gonna look like a cowboy.
I already have cowboy.
But
boots.
Dolly's walking out there like I'm ready for a showdown. Okay. I'm going out there like the Wild West tumbleweave. Okay. What did we watch? We watched a movie the other day. What was that movie we watched the other day? They were in the hood and they had like the music played and a piece of weave was blowing down the street. I mean,
It
weave,
was
like
that
black
one
girl
movie.
hair. And the black girl looks at it and she goes, "Oh, tumbleweave."
I said it first. I said it before she said it.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
was clearly a
tumbleweave.
Tumbleweave, because it did like the background music of like the western.
The
like,
Western background music, and you see this piece
Yeah.
of weave blowing down the street, and then the girl goes, "Tumbleweed, weave, tumbleweave." So anyway, We're gonna be out there horseback riding. Make sure you join us Saturday for that. It should be funny. Okay, I guarantee I'll make it entertaining for you. All right. So we'll see you tonight at 10:30. We're gonna do
Turtle Island
at 10:30 tonight.
Okay.
So spread the word. See you guys soon. Drop some comments. Is Richard Allen guilty? What can we do to help find Sebastian Rogers? Do you want Lori Vallow to be your new defense attorney? Maybe Karen Reed could hire her.
She'll have 12 attorneys then, yeah.
Yep. Karen Reed needs Lori Vallow as her defense attorney.
She might.
And we didn't touch on Bryan Kohberger tonight, but maybe my late night show tonight, I'll touch on Bryan Kohberger. All right. So as long as I keep feeling good, I'm going right back to my regular schedule. Leave it in your comments. Don't tell us in the side chat. Okay. All right. Later, guys. Peace.